a pleasure to welcome you to a very special science show by two of our very special guests from Australia. Both Dr. Graham Walker and Dr. Stuart are from the Australian National University at Canberra, and their visit to India has been made possible through the Australian High Commission and the National Council for Science Museums in Australia. So we extend our thanks to them for making this visit possible. For the first time, IISER Pune has collaborated with the leading Marathi newspaper in Pune, Sakal, through their newspaper and education, that is NIE program. And we hope that this collaboration with Sakal will continue, and IISER and Sakal together will be able to bring to you more and more such interesting and exciting programs in future as well. And it's a great pleasure to welcome Professor K.N. Ganesh, Director, IISER Pune, as well as our very senior Professor Professor Arvind Nathu, who are here to grace the occasion today. Sir, would you like to say a few words?
I think it is really, she has already welcomed. It's a pleasure to welcome you all. I'm very happy to see that on Sunday afternoon also people have taken trouble all the way after facing a lot of traffic jams and all the things. That shows that how much you love science. And I'll assure you the things will be the same as for your expectations. Once again, I welcome you and request Dr. Graham and Dr. Stuart to start their activities. Thank you very much.
So our colleague, Mr. Ashok Rupner, will briefly introduce our two guests before we get exhilarated by their exciting experiments and demos. अशोकजी,
मी तुम्हाला फक्त 2 किंवा 3 लाईनमध्ये यांची ओळख सांगतो. डॉक्टर ग्राहम म्हणजे उंच आहे ते डॉक्टर ग्राहम, आणि त्यांच्यापेक्षा थोडी जी उंची कमी आहे ते डॉक्टर स्टुअर्ट. आणि त्यांच्याबरोबर जे खाली जे उभे आहेत ना, ही इज फ्रॉम ऑस्ट्रेलियन हाय कमिशन मिस्टर राहुल. तर आत्ताच 2 शो आयुकामध्ये झाले आणि भारतामध्ये ते जवळपास 30 शो करणार आहेत. काल त्यांचा शो होता नागपूरमध्ये, परवा त्यांचा शो होता मुंबईमध्ये, आणि जवळपास 10 सिटीमध्ये साधारणतः ॲव्हरेज 3 शो ते करणार आहेत. त्यामुळे ते अतिशय छान पॅक शेड्यूल आहे त्यांचं. त्याच्यातून त्यांना वेळ काढून आपल्याला पुण्यामध्ये बोलवलं 2 इन्स्टिट्यूटमध्ये हे करण्यासाठी, टॉक देण्यासाठी. आणि त्यांचं काम तुम्हाला प्रत्यक्ष आता टेबलवरती जे साहित्य ठेवले त्यातनंच कळणार आहे. त्यामुळे मी जास्त ओळखणं त्यांचे सांगता की हे दोघंही जगभर फिरलेले आहेत पा, आणि काही लाख लोकांपर्यंत पोहोचलेले आहेत त्यांचा सायन्स शो घेऊन. अँड लेट मी टेल यू द समथिंग अबाउट द डॉक्टर ग्राहम. ही इज ॲक्च्युली गॉट द PhD इन सायन्स कम्युनिकेशन सायन्स पॉप्युलेशन. आणि जगामध्ये असे 2च लोक आहेत त्याच्यात ते एक आहेत असे या विषयामध्ये PhD करणारे. आणि स्टुअर्ट मोठ्या 3 इन्स्टिट्यूटचे डिरेक्टर आहेत. त्यामुळे हे अतिशय ग्रेट लोक आपल्या बरोबर आहेत. आपण सर्वांच्या वतीने त्यांचं वेलकम करूया. आणि ग्रॅहम अँड स्टुअर्ट, प्लीज स्टार्ट युअर शो. थँक्यू.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for coming out. It's wonderful to see so many people here. And the people in Pune, they must love their science, because this is our 3rd show, and every place we go, it is full and it is big. So good on you for loving your science.
So today, Graham and I are going to take you on a bit of a tour through wonder to do with science. We're going to get you to think differently. We're going to get you to see the world differently, and we're going to get you to really appreciate and see science in a brand new way.
So we've got some experiments. Some you can try at home, but mostly ones you can't try at home. So remember, safety first with science. But I think we should start with one you can try at home. And I actually got all the ingredients for this experiment from the hotel kitchen. In here I've got a liquid, and to work out what it is I need a very special piece of scientific apparatus. I need Stuart's nose.
Yeah. It's vinegar.
It is vinegar, okay,
Definitely
acetic
vinegar.
acid. And in here I've got another chemical used for cooking, sodium bicarbonate. It helps your bread rise, and it can help other things rise as well. So we're going to mix them together, but they're going to do more than mix. They're going to react. And in a chemical reaction, it means we make something new. One of the new things we'll make is carbon dioxide, little bubbles of carbon dioxide gas. Would you like to find out how much carbon dioxide will fit?
लक्षात आलं सगळ्यांच्या? ते एक छोटीशी नेहमीची आपली किचनमध्ये सापडणारी गोष्टी, 2 चीज़ें जो बहुत आमतौर पे मिलती हैं, एक विनेगर एंड द अदर वन, व्हाट्स द अदर थिंग?
Sodium bicarbonate.
सोडियम बाइकार्बोनेट. सोडियम बायकार्बोनेट आणि विनेगर अशा 2 गोष्टी मिक्स करून त्याची केमिकल रिॲक्शन एकमेकांची होणार आहे. किती कार्बन डायऑक्साईड तयार होईल असं वाटतं? हाऊ मच कार्बन डायऑक्साईड?
Are you curious? Yes. Oh, that is good, because curiosity is a scientist's greatest asset. Okay, let's do this. Put it together. More and more carbon dioxide soon. Oh, whoa, you can tell I'm Australian. All right. Soon it is full of carbon dioxide, and all of that carbon dioxide, it starts to get squashed in the container. You imagine in there, it's all squashed together, it starts to push. And it can't get out that way. So it also pushes this way.
सो ऑल द कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड, जो कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड तैयार होता है विनेगर और सोडियम बाइकार्बोनेट के मिक्स होने से, वो बैठ नहीं सकता इस छोटी सी डिब्बी में, इसलिए वो पुश कर रहा है. और
And the pressure gets higher and higher and higher till eventually the pressure makes such a big force, it pushes the lid off.
वो बिल्कुल बैठ नहीं सकता इतनी सी डिब्बी में और पूरा लिड पुश करके बाहर आ जाता है, जो जैसे आपने देखा अभी.
Now this is a nice little experiment that you can try if you have eye protection, but it is a little, don't you think? Is it little up the back, right up there?
छोटा सा होता ना.
It's too small. Yeah.
Must be underwhelming.
Yeah, we need a bigger one.
We need to whelm them.
Mota. Yeah. Ah. Mota. Okay. Now, this is just a container that yogurt came in Australia. If you want to try this, you just need a container where the lid pops off.
लिड बंद होणारा कंटेनर, या अशा कंटेनरमध्ये दही मिळतं ऑस्ट्रेलियामध्ये, पण आता या इथे ते काय करतायत ते बघूया.
And this one, because it is mota, I'm a little scared. So this time I have wrapped the sodium bicarbonate up in a tissue. This will slow down the reaction because it has a smaller area to react.
तो आता बाटलीमध्ये विनेगर आहे, पण सोडियम बायकार्बोनेट टिश्यूमध्ये रॅप केलंय, म्हणजे थोडासाच बायकार्बोनेट एका वेळेला रिॲक्ट होईल.
The surface area affects the speed of the reaction. Are you ready? Okay, let's try this out. All right. So, in it goes. On goes the lid, nice and tight. In it goes. Inside, the pressure is building up. Those bubbles are getting more and more squashed. Soon the pressure will be high enough that it will make a force that actually lifts the lid off. More and more pressure. Ooh, and I see we might have a little leak there, but hopefully we will still get the pressure that we need. Okay. And have a look at that. This is the gas that we made. This is the carbon dioxide. Thank you. So all of that carbon dioxide is squashed inside the container. The pressure gets very high. Pressure and forces, they go together. One force pushes the lid off, and another force pushes an equal and opposite amount to lift the container up. Does it remind you of any famous scientists? This is Newton's third law in action. Okay.
न्यूटन्स थर्ड लॉ सगळ्यांनी शाळेमध्ये अभ्यास केला असेल, न्यूटनच्या तिसऱ्या सिद्धांताचा, आणि त्याचा डेमॉन्स्ट्रेशन आपल्याला इथे बघायला मिळालं.
Now we've made some nice pressure here, but this is an unusual way to make pressure. If you need pressure to, say, pump up the tires on your bicycle or to pump up a basketball, would you get a whole lot of vinegar and baking soda? No.
टायरमध्ये हवा भरायसाठी हे चालेल का? हे का वापरता येईल का? किंवा बास्केटबॉलमध्ये हवा भरण्यासाठी?
No, maybe if you really love your chemistry. What would you use instead? A pump, okay, a very common everyday item that we use to make pressure. And we've got one here. Okay. Now, we can use this pump to pump up the basketball, but because we're talking about Newton, I think a rocket is more appropriate. What do you think, Stuart?
Definitely, it is rocket science.
Okay.
But it's not really rocket science.
It is actually rocket science.
It is literally rocket science. So let's get this off here. Ooh. And I think, let's try and make this a bit longer, Stuart. And I think we could go right over to here.
We only bring this because we need to do our laundry while we travel so much.
Now, I need a volunteer who has very big muscles, because I could only bring a little pump on the airplane, so I need someone who can pump, 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 pump.
Someone strong.
Yeah, I need someone with big muscles.
मसल्स वाला कोण आहे जिमला
Someone
कोण
very
जातं
fit.
Someone pumped.
Yeah. What about this young man here? He looks quite strong. Oh, well, just hold your hand up. Now just show me your muscle. Just pull down your sleeve a bit.
On there?
Oh, yes,
Oh.
yes, come on up. Okay. Let's give him a round of applause. Okay. Now, what was your name? Oh, no, this gentleman here. Yeah, we'll pick you for something else. I'm sorry. Okay. What was your name? Mohak. Now, Mohak, you're very strong. I saw your muscles. Now, I'm going to hold this here, Mohak. And before you start pumping, do you notice anything else inside the bottle? Yeah,
Bottle में
there's
क्या
a
है?
liquid. It's just water. Is there anything else in the bottle? Ah, the air. Now, you might say there is nothing else in there, but the air, not only important to breathe, it's important in this experiment. What we're going to do with the pump is to squash more air in there. Can you do just a few pumps?
आता बाटलीमध्ये हवा आहे आणि
Oh,
पाणी
and
आहे
stop. Is the bottle getting bigger? No. So the air inside must be getting more squashed. And this is what we mean by pressure, high pressure. All right, you can keep pumping.
पंपनी हवा भरल्यावरती आतली हवा जी ऑलरेडी आत आहे ती छोटी होती आहे अजून कंप्रेस होती आहे दाबली जाते आहे
All right. All of that air is going in, but it's not getting bigger. The air inside is getting more and more squashed, and it's starting to push on the outside of the bottle, just like it pushes on the inside of a car tire. Sorry, the inside of the bottle. Keep going. Faster, faster. You can encourage him. This is tiring work.
Pump,
It's
pump,
not as
pump,
easy as it looks.
pump,
That's
pump,
it.
pump,
Keep going.
pump.
Keep going. Keep going. No, you can do it. You can do it. You keep going. This is why I did warn him, didn't I? I said, you must be strong.
That's why we don't do it.
Yeah. Keep going. Keep going. Imagine the pressure inside. All of the air he's pumped in, it's all in the bottle now. It's all squashed together. The pressure is getting very high. Very soon, the pressure will be too much. Too much pressure. Okay. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Faster. Oh. Cheer him on. You can do it. You can do it. And off it goes. A big round of applause for our volunteer. You did an excellent job. Okay. Now, oh, wow, feel that, Stuart. Wow,
Whoa,
you made a
very
lot
hot.
of pressure. It's hot, hey? Yeah, it can start getting hot when we squash it too much. Now, that pressure has built up in the bottle. And to be a good scientist, you need to be a good detective. Which way did the water come out? Which way did the rocket go? And who does that remind you of? Newton. Okay, Newton's third law. And the interesting thing is that because the water is so heavy, if we push something really heavy this way, it means we end up with a bigger push that way. So the mass of what we push around, this affects it as well, okay? If you've studied, who studied momentum? Yeah? Some of the older people would have. Have a think about that afterwards. Not just the water going that way and the rocket going the opposite way, but what the effect of the weight has to do. That's something that you can have a think about later. Now, we've just made a lot of high pressure and we've pushed things around with that high pressure. And we do this all the time in everyday life. Lots of machines work on this principle. And what we want to do with our next experiment is actually make a bazooka that can fire marshmallows using the high pressure. Okay, so we've got some delicious marshmallows here. And what we want to do is we've got a machine over here that can make high pressure. It blows the air out and we're going to like kind of shoot the marshmallows into the audience. So we're going
to blow the marshmallows into the audience.
Yeah, exactly like that. Yeah.
मार्शमॅलोचा पाऊस पडणार आहे आता बंदुकीतून
So we'll make a fully automatic marshmallow blower. Now we asked our friends at IISER, we said, Do you have the machine that makes high pressure at your institute? And of course, you know, they have nitrogen. Of course they have the machine that makes high pressure. Have you seen one before? Oh, yes, it's very exciting. It's so exciting.
They haven't been to university yet,
No.
I think, some of them. Yeah.
It's so exciting, we keep it covered up with a cloth. Because
खूप
sometimes
हाय
people
प्रेशर तयार
faint.
करणारं मशीन कोणी बघितलंय का कधी नाही ना ते म्हणतात की त्यांनी ते घेऊन आलेत आणि लपून ठेवलंय क्लॉथच्या खाली कापडाच्या खाली
In a second, we're going to show you the machine that makes high pressure, okay? It's very exciting. If you've never seen one before, take a deep breath. Because it's about to get very exciting. All right. I think, Stuart, we need a drum roll. We have a drum roll. Ladies and gentlemen, direct to IISER for the Science Circus, it's the machine that makes high pressure! Ta-da! Stuart, we've had a mix-up. This isn't the machine that makes high pressure. This is the machine that makes low pressure. This is the opposite to the machine we need. What are we going to do? Stuart, this is a big problem. Because remember when we do... Stuart, this is not going to work. This is not going to work.
We can't use...
No, it makes low pressure in here.
We need...
And the pressure out here, the normal air pressure, it's higher and the air gets pushed in.
सो लो हाई प्रेशरचं मशीन शोधत गलती से वो तो लो प्रेशर वाला मशीन लेके आए
This is a big problem, Stuart.
बिग प्रॉब्लम बहुत बड़ी प्रॉब्लम हो गई है
We're not going to be able to blow the marshmallows.
I was hoping for but I think it's going to be...
अब तो सारे मार्शमेलोज मशीन के अंदर चले जाएंगे
This is a problem. What are we going to do? We're going to have to solve this problem. And a good scientist doesn't just know things, they know how to think about things. Solve problems. What do you think, Stuart?
I don't
Got
know.
any ideas?
Don't know.
We've got eggs,
some
basketball,
some
Coke
tubes,
bottle.
some tubes.
Yeah, the jug.
Some
What?
tubes.
What's that?
Some tubes.
Where did that come from?
The toilet wasn't working in the hotel room last night. I had to fix it. There are some spare bits.
So you took it apart,
And
when you put it back together, this was left over.
There was...
Wow.
But I think it's clean.
So we've got...
Sort of a U-bend.
yeah,
It's
okay.
the
Oh, it's that
yeah,
bit.
the
Okay,
U-bend.
the U-bend. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's see.
We've got nothing
Maybe-
to lose except some marshmallows.
Yeah, ooh, it looks like it might fit on
I
there.
think it
But
did.
look, before we try it out, I think we should just double check that this is the machine that makes low pressure.
pressure.
Maybe it is the one that makes high
Maybe
pressure.
they just look like that here.
सो लो प्रेशर की मशीन है या हाई प्रेशर की वो चेक करना चाहिए पहले
Yeah, I think the air goes in, but we'll just test
Check.
it all together.
हवा अंदर जाएगी या बाहर आएगी
Oh, yeah. Oh,
अंदर
it
या
feels
बाहर
like... Yeah, feel. Yeah, I can feel the air getting pushed in.
I can hear it.
No! Ah! Sorry. So the air was going in, yeah?
The air is definitely going in.
Stuart, I'm sure it's going to be... Not...
The air is definitely going in.
All right. Well, look, we'll put this on, and you know, it looks like you could make one of these at home.
I made it in the hotel room.
Yeah, it's got a straight tube, and then a tube coming off
Yeah.
at the end. Okay, let's see. Maybe...
कल इन्होंने पाइप से एक यू शेप्ड ट्यूब बनाया है दो ट्यूब्स जो जुड़े हुए हैं एक यू शेप्ड ट्यूब से
Okay, so let's try this out. Ooh.
अंदर
Australians can catch.
Oh! Wow. That is the last thing I expected. I thought it'd go, but it went do. And if we think about where the air's going, it's easy to work out. The air goes in here, and as it goes in here, it pushes the marshmallow along with it. When the marshmallow gets to here, it's going so fast that way, it keeps going the same way and opens the little door at the end. It follows Newton's first law that says when things are going fast one way, they keep going the same way till another force acts on them.
सो हमें तो लगा था कि मार्शमेलो अंदर चली जाएगी, लेकिन बाहर कैसे आ गई? तो उसका लॉजिक ये है कि ये ट्यूब जो है उसमें अंदर की तरफ मार्शमेलो खिंच रहा था, और एक डायरेक्शन में जब वो जा रहा था वो इतना तेज़ जा रहा था, इतना फास्ट जा रहा था कि उसके बाद वो उल्टा डायरेक्शन यू टर्न लेके अंदर नहीं जा पाया, दूसरी तरफ से लिड खोल के बाहर आ गया.
Wow, that was awesome. I love an experiment. I love an experiment that does the opposite to what you think it was going to do. It's a little bit tricky, the physics in the marshmallow bazooka, but do you know what is even more tricky? Resisting eating the marshmallows. They're so sweet, and they're fluffy, and they're yummy, and they're delicious.
And you're not having it.
What? Just one little marshmallow?
No,
Come
no.
on, just-
We bought them for the science experiments.
Could I have one marshmallow? Just one? See,
No.
look, they're saying I can have. What?
We bought them for science, not for his
He's so
lunch.
strict. No, you can't have the marshmallows.
You can't have the marshmallows.
No.
They're for science.
They're for science. But I really want to eat that.
We got them for the experiments.
You're right, they are bad for me, but they're so delicious.
You need to be a good role model. Standing up here representing Australia, eating junk food.
It's not a good look. All right, you've got a point. You've got a point. So, Stuart, you're saying I can't have one under any circumstances.
No, I'm just saying we bought them for the experiments.
So you're saying if I was doing an experiment and one accidentally went into my mouth, then I could eat it?
If you were doing an experiment, that would be okay.
Okay, an experiment. Ooh.
No. It's not safe.
I'm
It's too close.
Too close.
Even with your arms, that's still too close. It needs to be much further away.
Ooh, could somebody hold it? And then you could shoot them into my mouth. I'd be a safe distance away, yeah?
Yeah, if you can get someone to hold it, then you can have them shoot it at you.
Could I get two people to hold it? We need a young lady and a young man to help us. Okay.
Yeah?
All right, I just need two volunteers. Let's pick someone from up the back in the red shirt. Yeah? Yeah. Come on up, and we need a young lady to help as well. Yeah, you can come on up. Let's give them a big round of applause. All right. What was your name?
Just join Graham.
Shiraya, would you like to aim?
Yeah.
How are you going to aim? Ah, you're going to point the tube where you want the marshmallow to go. That is good thinking. What was your name? Sherwin? Okay, you're going to load. And when you load, put them in that way so they slide along nicely. Okay, but not yet. Let's talk about this aiming, because there's a little bit of science we have to think about. So you're going to point the tube where you want the marshmallow to go. And that is good thinking, because the force is going to push it that way. Is it going to keep going the same way? Why not? So there is another force pulling. So what we have to do is add the force pushing that way together with the force pulling that way. And physicists, engineers, they're always adding up forces to find out what the result is. What this means is if you aim for my mouth, it will actually end up down here because of gravity. So where are you going to aim? A little bit higher, yeah? So if you aim maybe just above my head, gravity should pull it down into my mouth, okay? It sounds complicated, but it's what we do every time we throw a ball from the outfield in cricket. We throw it higher than the target because we know gravity will pull it down. Does that make sense? So aim up here, and you should go right in the back, okay? Okay.
सो मार्शमेलो को जो मशीन पुश करने वाली है वो एक डायरेक्शन में, एक दिशा में पुश करने वाली है, लेकिन ग्रेविटी की वजह से वो नीचे भी आ सकता है. इसलिए हम उसको एम थोड़ा सा ऊपर करेंगे ताकि कुल मिला के ग्राहम के मुंह में वो चला जाए, क्योंकि ग्राहम को मार्शमेलो खाना ही है.
All right, are you ready? Okay. Oh, let's put on high power. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Yeah, hold it down there.
So close. All right, lucky laugh. Oh! I can taste it! Let's give them a big round of applause.
Sorry, Thank you.
Once again, you see an Australian who is dropping his catches. Oh dear. I could taste it on my lips. I don't deserve the marshmallow, but that was some great shooting. Let's give them a round of applause. Now, something I noticed about the marshmallows, that they had a kind of energy that you don't usually think about with marshmallows. Well, what kind of energy did they have? Kinetic energy, or moving energy. Now, marshmallows, you don't often think kinetic energy, but something like a ball, you're often thinking, it's got lots of kinetic energy. What about down there? Does it have any energy? Ooh, I hear some people saying yes, some people saying no. Let's ask another question. Does it have energy here? What sort? Potential. So when I lift the ball up, I store energy in it. Potential energy is stored energy. That energy can change forms from being potential, stored energy, to moving kinetic energy. So energy can change forms.
So energy हर अलग अलग तरीकों में हम उसको देख सकते हैं, अलग अलग फॉर्म्स में देख सकते हैं. जब बॉल ज़मीन पे है और उसको उठा लिया है हमने ग्रेविटी के अगेंस्ट, उसमें पोटेंशियल एनर्जी आ गई है, और जब वो हिल रही है तब उसमें kinetic energy है.
Same with that little ball. We can lift it up to put more potential energy in it. We can let it go to transform that stored energy into moving energy. What? Did you see that? It suddenly had all that extra kinetic energy. Hold on. Did you see that? It was very strange. Why doesn't it have as much kinetic energy as last time? So you're saying the basketball gave some energy to the little ball. Let's see. Woo! It did, okay? So energy can change forms, but it can also be transferred from one place to another. Now, Stuart, this actually reminds me of something that Australia and India have in common. We have a love for science, but we also have a love for cricket. And I thought this would be a good opportunity to actually do some cricket practice, some kind of slips catching. And I think we're going to need 4 volunteers to try and catch this ball. 4 volunteers. All right. Okay, you can come up in the stripy shirt. Yeah, and in the pink, you can come on up. You can come on up. And we need another young lady to help us. Okay, we need more women and girls doing science and cricket. We need a young lady to help. Oh, that hasn't been up before. Yeah, in the yellow, you can come on up. Okay. All right. Now, I don't know which way the ball will go, so let's set a field. Someone here? Yeah. Someone there? Ah, and then we need 2 people over this side. All right. Yeah, and someone over here. So I know the ball will have lots of speed, but I don't know its velocity. I don't know which direction it will go. So let's, we'll set a field like that. Are you ready? So we'll lift it up and put in some potential energy. We're going to transfer that into kinetic energy, passed on to the ball to get it to you. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1. Oh, careful of the edge of the stage. Yes, sorry, I should have said that. Yeah. So if the ball's going towards the edge of the stage, just let it go. In fact, let's move away from the edge of the stage. Yeah. Not away from the edge. That's the way. Yeah, keep going this way. Okay. All right. 3, 2, 1. Oh, look at this, eh?
Didn't even move his feet.
No,
Graham.
one hand, casual as you like, eh? This is why they're in the final and we're back at home. Okay. All right. 3, 2, 1. Oh, nice. All right. All right, we're on a hat trick now. Okay, you ready? 3, 2, 1. Oh, very nice. Stuart, do you know when we do this at home, it's a bit challenging for the Australians, but I think in India, this is just a little bit too easy, isn't it?
Clearly too simple.
It's too easy, so we're going to make this slightly difficult. I'm calling for a new
ball.
This egg is not cooked. Now, when you're catching an egg, it's slightly different, okay? When you catch an egg, you need to cradle it in. Just like a cricketer in the outfield cradles the ball in. And by extending the time of the catch, you reduce the impact, which is important if you're catching an egg. It also requires teamwork. If 2 people catch the egg at once, you could end up with egg on your face, okay? And finally, and most importantly, a note about safety. If the egg is going this way, don't follow it off the stage.
They're catching it.
We were talking about gravity before. We don't need to demonstrate it. Okay, really mean that. So going that way, just let it go. Now, I'm not going to add as much energy, so let's come in. If I've got less potential energy, it means the egg will end up with less kinetic energy, okay? Energy can't just magically appear out of nowhere, and it can't disappear into thin air. It's always conserved. So by reducing the amount of energy we start with, we're going to have less kinetic energy for the egg. So come in a little bit closer. All right, you ready? 3, 2, 1. Ooh.
ये अंडा पका हुआ नहीं है, ये कच्चा अंडा है और फिर भी पोटेंशियल एनर्जी को काइनेटिक एनर्जी में कन्वर्ट करके हमने अंडे का एक अच्छा सा कैच लिया है.
Now, do you think we should add some more energy? But you heard what it just said, that if we have more potential energy in the system, we end up with more kinetic energy. So if you were down there in the first row, you might want to be ready, okay? All right, so we were down there before, now we've got all this extra energy. 3, 2, 1. Oh, wow, you guys are good. Should we add even more energy? All right, so we started there, then to there, now we're up to here, and there really is a good chance of it going down there. So be ready. Okay, this man here is going to catch it with his camera, okay? All right, but don't go off the stage, really. All right, lots of energy this time. 3, 2, 1. Whoa! Oh! That was a very valiant effort. Oh. Okay. And wow, look at that commitment, okay? All right. And a bit of a rough outfield, not making it easy for the young man. Let's give them all a round of applause. Wow. Oh, you can have a seat. Okay, let's give them another clap. Now, while we were doing some science up here, there was also some pretty amazing calculations going on in here. People were looking at the egg flying through the air, and they're not thinking about the equation for that parabola. They're intuitively solving that problem with space and their body. And you'd be amazed at how bigger problems you can solve that way. And to do that, I'm going to hand over to Stuart.
जब अंडा ऊपर उठ के हम कैच लेने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं तब उसका सब कैलकुलेशन फिजिक्स मैथमेटिक्स नहीं करते हैं. बस ऐसे ही देख के हमारे दिमाग को समझ में आता है कि ये कैच या बॉल या अंडा ये कहाँ गिरने वाला है और हम कहाँ खड़े रहेंगे तो उसके कैच ले पाएंगे. ये सारा हम अपने दिमाग में बिना मैथमेटिक्स और फिजिक्स के बारे में सोचे कर लेते हैं. वो कैसे कर लेते हैं स्टुअर्ट बताएंगे.
So big round of applause for Graham. And all of the volunteers there. Great effort. As Graham said, we kind of love puzzles. We love thinking. And we're really keen to share some different ways to think about things. Has anyone seen a flat mirror before? Yeah? Yeah, we came all the way from Australia to show you a flat mirror. There wasn't a lot of room in the bags. I can tell that you've all seen flat mirrors because you've got wonderfully tidy hair. You've obviously been doing your hair. And you've got big smiles out there. So you're obviously been touching your teeth quite a lot on there. So you've been using mirrors a lot, I can tell. I'm sure you've also probably studied mirrors and reflection in school. Okay? So let's see how you go with your reflection. I'm sure you're all very smart. If you haven't studied, it won't take very long. Won't take very long. We can get you 100% in your exam. So when light travels, it travels in a straight line. It travels in a straight line. So light travels in a straight line, and when it reaches a mirror, it reflects and it goes off at the opposite same angle. So if it comes in at 45 degrees, it's going to leave at... I knew you were smart. It wouldn't take very long. Let's just check. If it comes in at 17 degrees, it goes out at... 17 degrees. They're very smart. They're very smart. If it comes in at 62.157 degrees, it goes out at... I think that was right. So you understand your reflection. That's really good. And you're kind of in a mirror on a so you're familiar with what happens when you look in mirrors. So here's my question. Here's the problem. Here's the thing which puzzles me. Have you ever seen any words in a mirror, reflected in a mirror? Yes. What do you notice about the words in the mirror? They're opposite. Yeah. They're flipped. Left is right and right is left.
अगर कुछ लिखा हुआ आप मिरर में देखें तो जो दाहिनी साइड है वो बाएं में आ जाती है और बाईं साइड दाहिने में उल्टा दिखता है.
So my question is this. Why does the mirror flip the words left right but not top bottom? It's fairly quiet out there, Graham. I can hear the thinking starting. Yeah, some ideas. Yeah. So lateral inversion, that's my problem. That's true. We say that the image is laterally inverted. That's not an answer for me. That's my question. Why is it laterally inverted? Yeah.
Because when light travels in a straight line, it does not change its side. It does not go here. It goes in a straight line. That's why when light is reflected from the words,
Yeah.
the words come in the same line and it's opposite.
Yeah, so it's true. Thanks for that. Great idea, great suggestion. And I'm not really worried about the answer because I'm not going to tell you the answer. I'm going to let you think about it. And tomorrow when you're holding your teeth and holding your hair, you're going to look in the mirror and going, now why exactly is that again? I'm going to let you think about it. And that's going to help you develop the strength to solve all sorts of problems. So it's true that light travels in a straight line, but it travels in a straight line from this end of the word, and it travels in a straight line from the top of the word. So it always travels in straight lines. You just can't wait, can you? I like that. I like that. What's your thought?
Sir, because the mirror is in front, but if it is down, then it will be upside down.
On there? I like this. This is how we, thanks very much. So if it's down, it'll be upside down. You're making me work hard. All right. A, N, U. No, they're still upside down in the mirror. I can see it. It's still back to front on there. But keep thinking about it. Keep thinking about it. I'm not going to take that any further. I'm going to leave that as a problem for you to think about. And you might understand it, but you won't really understand it until you can explain it to someone else. That's a real measure for it. I'd like some people to come up here and help me with a problem. I'm going to need... How many people? I'm going to need lots. I think I need lots of people to sort this problem out. Can we have you to come up? And you, and yes, you, the boy next to you. Yeah, come on, that's good. Now come along the stage and up this way. On there. Let's not get too many or we'll never finish. On there. Come along, stand in the middle of the stage. That's great. And yeah, on there. Would you like to come up and help? No? You don't have to? On there? No, I think we've got enough. We've got enough for today. So one of the reasons that Graham and I are here is because Australia and India are very, very good friends, and we have been for a very long time when we're not playing cricket. So we're very good friends before we play cricket with you, and normally after you beat us, after we recover from a bit of grieving, we're very good friends with you again. So that's one of the reasons we're here, as a handshake, a friendship act for there. So I think it'll be very nice if we get all of our volunteers here to go and shake hands. I think that's a nice act of friendship. So yeah, thanks. Look, yeah, hop in. Shake everyone's hand. I want everyone to shake everyone's hand. Yeah. So I want you to shake everyone's hand. I want you to shake everyone's hand. I want you to shake everyone's hand. Need you to shake everyone's hand. You need to shake everyone's hands. I don't want anyone feeling left out. Don't want anyone feeling left out. Have we finished? You sure? You sure? Do you shake everyone's hand? Maybe not, maybe. All right, just line up again for us. One of the things that Graham mentioned when we were throwing the balls and the eggs around is that we solve all sorts of problems really quickly sometimes. Sometimes we use our bodies. We use our bodies to solve problems. And sometimes that's really powerful. Did anyone count how many handshakes they made? Yes? How many did you make?
No, other than me, all means total number minus one. Mine.
Yeah, so total number minus yours. So how many was that? We've got 6, 9, 10, 11.
Mine or you are asking of everybody?
Everyone, so yeah. So
how many are there?
I'm not up here to do the mathematics. So we got 11 people? I think we got 11.
11
Yeah.
plus 10 plus 9 plus 8.
Okay, so here's one of the ways to solve this problem. Sometimes when I ask the audience, how many handshakes do you think it would take? How many do you think it would take? 110. That's an interesting number. That's an interesting number. When, yeah, 51. We're getting different numbers. When I hear something like 110 as an answer, that helps me think about how you're seeing the problem. If you say 110, I think you're going 11 by 10.
46.
46. There's another number on there. 51 on there. Lots of different... This is where it gets really scary for an Australian. To be standing in front of an audience getting excited about mathematics. It's really scary. for an Australian. You should be very proud of how keen you are to learn and how keen you are to tackle these sorts of problems. For us, when we get a problem like this and we're not clear how to solve it, when we're keen to solve it, one of the things you can do is make the problem simpler. 54, maybe. 100 and something. All right. You reasonably strong?
What?
Are you strong? Yeah. Yeah? Okay, great. Over here. Not because you've done anything wrong. You're going to help me in a moment. One of the ways to think about the problem, because I'm not really interested in the answer, I'm interested in how you think about the problems. The answers are important though. So we've put our gentleman over here for the moment. Imagine all of these students have shaken their hands once and only once, and they've kind of finished. So we've got 10 of them left. How many handshakes will this gentleman need to make to finish off? 10. And this gentleman will need, if he was over here to finish?
9.
So that's how you solve the problem. You can actually solve the problem with space and arranging the problem like this. I've worked with primary school students who've solved that same problem. Just put your hands all out like that. Other way. I'm not dealing with the... I'm not 55. It's now up to 55. It was 54 a moment ago on there. Put your hands out like that. Now, the primary school students I had solved the problem this way. Just run down the line and give everyone a high five. Counting, 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 and then you. Careful at the end. They're good at cricket, but field sports and sprinting's not so good. Careful down there. Yeah, run down, slap everyone's hand on there. And they solved the problem that way, counting as they went. When you take the problem apart, you can understand it. And now if I asked you, if I had 1,261 people up here, we'd be in breach of the fire regulations. But you could work out how many handshakes you would need to finish that puzzle. You understand the puzzle. You don't know the rule, but you understand the puzzle. So look, guys, thanks very much for coming up and helping me with that problem. Kind of got one other problem which I might share with you on there. I'd like some more people to come up and help me with this one. Is anyone keen to help me? Any architecture students? People that do buildings? On there, you're an architect student? On there, you better come up then. On there. There's an aspiring architect. Yeah, come on up. Yeah, come on up. On there, I need, about 8, 9, 10. Yeah, let's get you two up. Yeah, well, let's see how we're going. Couple more people. You've already had some, have you been up before? On there, hop on up. Yeah, like to come up? That'll probably do for the moment. We'll get some more in a moment. Otherwise, no, this will be fine. Thanks though. Otherwise, the building that I'm going to put together with these students is going to be enormous. But we have a large stage, so we should probably try. One of the things Australia also shares with India is our climate. So some parts of Australia are very much like the climate here in Pune, Nepal. On there, very hot. So you have lots of verandas and big shade. We take those, we even call them verandas. We take your words, we build structures similar to yours. So let's go and do some building, kind of inspired by sort of Indian architecture. I kind of like all the big sort of vaulted doorways that you have around the place. You get nice breeze coming through. So we're going to have a nice big vaulted doorway here. If I can get my two construction elements here, or as we say, people. There's a nice doorway. Excellent. On there. Yes, wonderful views to a pretty audience. That's nice. The breeze will come through here during the summer. That's very good. All right. Now let's build the room a little bit more. That's great. A little lopsided on there, but you know, cheap builders, you know what they're like on there. So let's go and a few more. Now just watch the edge of the stage there. We might kind of relocate the building back a little bit. Just take a step back. On there. Yeah, so let's close that off. That's good. I'm going to pop you there. On there. That's great. Here. On there. Nice doorway. This might be where I put the chickens. On there, Graham goes through a lot of eggs, as you've seen. So I'll need somewhere for the chickens. That'd be good on there. Yeah, so come on round this way. Can I have one more pillar? You're a pillar. That's not an insult. I'm just using that on there. There we go. All right, that's good. Excellent. On here, that's good. Okay, let's come along here. We're just going to have a little entryway, I think. On that, we'll put another door in the front. That'll be that's nice. I like that. On there, Graham, what do you reckon? I think that finishes it nicely. Kind of with. That's nice, isn't it? I haven't done an entryway before. Very nice on there. Very sweet. On there, great views on there. If we just had the ocean, we'd be finished. Now.
आता पुढचा प्रॉब्लेम बघा.
All right. Now, what I would like is my real estate agent to take a tour through my new house and just make sure that everything is in order. So I'd like you to visit each room, to go through every door, make sure that the doors are working okay, and come back and tell me what you think about the house, okay? Each time she goes through a door, I would like you to close it behind her. Keep it secure. All right?
तिने प्रत्येक दरवाजामधनं जायचं आहे. ती गेली की दार बंद होणार, दरवाजा बंद होणार, पण प्रत्येक दरवाजातनं जायचं आहे. प्रत्येक मधनं जा.
Doors down.
You have to cover all the gates.
Yep, and you've got one more to go through.
आणि हे करून पण तिला पूर्ण घराच्या बाहेर पडायचं आहे.
She doesn't need to come back and tell me about it. Are you locked in?
आणि आता ती आतमध्ये लॉक झाली. तिने बाहेर पडायचं आहे.
That doesn't seem so good. That doesn't seem so good. Can you come on back out? All the doors back up on there. Come on.
पुन्हा सर्व गेट उघडतील, दार उघडतील.
I don't know, maybe.
सर्व दरवाजे ओपन होतील.
Maybe if you started in the big room. Maybe if you start in the big room, maybe that was the problem. Go round.
कदाचित तिने छोट्या रूम पासून सुरुवात केली. आता आपण मोठ्या खोलीपासून सुरुवात करूया.
All right, try that. See if we can solve it. Yeah, doors down. Yeah.
As soon as she goes, just
And they
close
can
the door.
see. Someone see a way for her to do this? Yep. Doors down. Yep.
Close down. Yes.
Yeah.
तू जाऊ शकते कुठे? You can use any
Yeah.
gate.
Yeah. On there. Yep. How are we going? Yep.
But you should be out at the end. You try.
So I think she's already going, I can see this isn't going to work.
So still there is a 3 more gates.
I can see this isn't going to work. Hands down for a moment. Just staying where you are on there. I look at this and I think, when I see that, is going, I think you should be able to find a way to do that on there. Do you think you can find a way to do that? Yeah? All right. I was actually being a little mean. She can't do that. It's not hard. It's impossible. And we can actually understand why. We'll do what we did before. We'll make the problem simple. And we'll get to understand it, and then we can see why. So, at this end, let's just take our 3 gentlemen here, and we're going to make a small room. Very good.
मोठा प्रॉब्लेम सॉल्व करण्यासाठी आपण आधी छोटा प्रॉब्लेम घेतो. तो सॉल्व झाला की आपण मोठ्या प्रॉब्लेम कडे जातो. आता हे एक छोटा प्रॉब्लेम सॉल्व करून पाहू.
So, we've got 3 doors now. Just try this.
3च गेट आहेत, 3च दरवाजे आहेत.
Yep, down.
You have to go out. Yes, try any gate.
Just try. Come back
So
out.
you just start.
On
Yes.
there. And
बाहेर
now she
पडले.
can see, she already saw.
आणि आता काय होईल?
Without finishing it, going, not going to work. On there. If there's an odd number, 3 is an odd number. Let's try if we have 4 doors. Can you add an extra door in? Okay.
आता दरवाजे वाढलेले आहेत, 4 केलेत.
Try again now. Yep. Yep. And
Now,
round of applause. So, if we tried that again with 5, she'd be stuck inside. If we tried it with 6, she could do it. If I built a room, a house with 100 rooms, if one of those rooms had an odd number of doors, you'd be stuck inside on there. And so we can take this little problem and we can understand a really big problem from that. And this is one of the things which I like about doing problems like this. If you can understand them, then really big, hard problems you can actually take apart and solve very quickly. Thanks for coming up and helping me solve those problems. Now, things like that handshake, very nice, very friendly, it's great fun. But in fact, these days, how many people use the internet today? Made a phone call, checked their bank accounts. Every one of those things is a handshake. It's a handshake between one of your devices and a server, or between two devices. The world is filling up with handshakes. And we're adding now, with the Internet of Things, my fridge is going to try and shake hands with my toaster and check my bank account and order some bread. And that's coming. And just imagine how many handshakes that's going to be. And so if you don't understand how those problems change as they grow and get bigger, we're not really ready to deal with those. And so this is an activity which very young children can experience, and they can get to understand these problems. But these aren't just child's play. These are the backbone of what's going to be your digital future. So I kind of like those sorts of problems. They're child's play, but they're very, very important. So thanks very much for helping me with my problems. Thank you. Graham.
Now, what I often find as I'm watching Stuart's puzzles, you know, and he's got all these different puzzles, and sometimes I'll be sitting up there and go, oh, how many doors this time? Or, you know, why is the word swapped? And I'm trying so hard to solve the puzzle that I actually feel my brain start to overheat. Did that happen to anyone? You know, it's like a computer if the fan stops working and it's trying to make all the calculations. Did that happen? No. It happened to me.
Happens to me.
And I told our new friends here at IISER and Ashok, I said, I'm a bit worried that my brain might overheat during the puzzle segment. And he said, I'll get you something to cool it down.
हे सगळे अशा प्रकारचे गणित सोडून त्यांचं अतिशय डोकं गरम झालेलं आहे आणि ते आता आपण थंड करण्यासाठी काहीतरी वेगळी ॲक्टिव्हिटी करायची आहेत आपल्याला. आणि हे आता अर्थात जे एक्सपेरिमेंट असणार आहे ते कूल डाऊन म्हणजे थंड टेम्परेचरचे.
And he said that this stuff, it'd be even better at cooling things down than water. And we use that to cool car engines. So this must be pretty cool. What I've got here is some liquid nitrogen, okay? And it is really cool science. In fact, it's cold. It is freezing cold. In fact, it's below freezing. It's about minus 196 degrees. It is so cold that if I breathe into it, you'll be able to see something change state. Can you see the steam in my breath, the water that is a gas?
तोंडात वाफा येताना दिसत आहेत का? नाहीये. आणि आता दिसत आहेत.
If I breathe water that is a gas into this cold nitrogen, the gas actually turns into a liquid. Tiny little drops of liquid water that can hang in the air like a cloud. So it is really, really cold, okay? Now, not only is it cold enough to do that, it can do a few other interesting things as well. But before I show you that, we're very great. We're very, very happy that we could come here today, and we wanted to give a small gift to IISER just to kind of commemorate our gratitude, if that's okay, Ashok.
Yes, yes.
So what I'm actually going to do is, I know you've got lots already, but I've got this special container for the liquid nitrogen, and I'm going to just make a small gift of liquid nitrogen. Or should I give it to someone in the audience, maybe?
Yeah.
Would you prefer that?
तुमच्यासाठी काहीतरी गिफ्ट आणलंय त्यांनी आणि ते डब्यात देणार आहेत तुम्हाला.
Because you're right. I said they've got lots of liquid nitrogen, so I think we should share it with someone in the audience, okay? All right.
छानपैकी तुम्हाला ते गिफ्ट पॅक केलंय त्यांनी आता आणि ते देणार आहेत तुम्हाला.
So I'm going to give it to one lucky person at random, but you must be careful, okay? This
आणि
is
जो
so
भाग्यवान
cold.
आहे त्याला मिळणार आहे ते.
So cold it can burn you. So whatever you do, don't like trip and don't spill it.
आणि असं सांडवायचं नाही बरं का.
Don't spill it. It could be very dangerous. You need to keep the lid on at all times for safety.
कारण अतिशय सेफ ठेवून ते तुम्हाला देणार आहेत बरं का ते आता.
Keep it. See, sorry. Where was I? Yes. You need to keep the lid on for safety at all times. Okay? Sorry. So, where was that? So, if you do get it home and you're not using it for an experiment, just keep the lid on so that it's nice and safe and it's not going to spill. This is not going to plan. Something's going on here. You know, it kind of reminds me of this first experiment, but there's nothing reacting here. We've just got the nitrogen. It's actually very hard to get it to react. Oh, that's what it is.
It's reacting too.
Now, nothing's reacting, but somehow we're getting pressure inside. What's going on? Oh, yeah, I can see it start to bulge. Something is definitely pushing from the inside, okay? This pressure isn't coming from a chemical reaction. It's coming from a physical change. A liquid is turning into a gas.
आणि हे द्रव पदार्थाचं रूपांतर वायूमध्ये होत आहे पहा आणि त्याच्यामुळे प्रेशर आतमध्ये क्रिएट होत आहे दाब क्रिएट होतो आणि त्या दाबाने ते झाकण उघडलं जात आहे आणि लिक्विड नायट्रोजनचं टेम्परेचर तापमान त्यांनी तुम्हाला सांगितलं आधी -196.
And every time I put the lid on, that gas creates a force as the pressure builds up and pushes the lid back off. Okay. So look, I'm really sorry if I got your hopes up and someone thought, hey, I'm going to go home with the liquid nitrogen, because clearly, you know, this keeps exploding. It's not a, you know, it's not a good gift for my new friends here in Pune. So look, we might have to just skip that one if that's okay. But it has given me an idea for an experiment. Maybe we can find out what's going on in here. What I reckon we should do is put the nitrogen in a bottle. That way we'll be able to see what's actually happening. Okay. Sorry. Okay, we'll put it in there and then we'll have a much better view of what's going on. So let's pop some liquid nitrogen into the bottle. Okay. Now, you can't see nitrogen gas, okay? This room is full of nitrogen gas, or it's about 80% full of nitrogen gas, and you can't see it. You can't see the nitrogen gas coming out, but you can see the cloud it leaves because it's so cold. If we want to see the gas, we need to collect it in something. Aha! So this is the gas that was building up in the container and popping the lid. Is this getting bigger? More? How to say?
Mortar.
Mortar. Oh, it's still mortar. Mortar. Now, when a liquid turns into a gas, it takes up a lot more space. It's not because the little bits of nitrogen, the molecules are getting bigger, it's because the space between them is getting bigger. And a little bit of liquid makes a lot of gas because of that extra space between the molecules. Do you like suspense? Mortar suspense, eh? You might want to block your ears. Off it goes. Now, humans have been using this idea that as a liquid turns into a gas, it expands to do all sorts of things. This is the idea that a steam train or a steam engine works on. If we trap the gas, the pressure builds up, and the pressure can make a force. Ooh, okay. Let's see what happens if we hold the cork and let go of the bottle. Ooh, I can feel the pressure building up. More and more pressure. Oh, okay. So we can use that pressure to make forces that really get things moving. Which way did the gas come out? And which way did the bottle go? Does it remind you of a famous scientist? It's Newton's third law again, okay? But we don't always want things to travel in a straight line. Often, we want things to turn. What I've got here is something that's going to work on the same principle, but it's going to be slightly different. I've got a bottle. There is a tube here to let the gas out this way, and another tube on the back to let the gas out that way. And each time we push the gas out, we're going to have an equal and opposite reaction. Let's see what happens. We'll put some nitrogen in. Oh. So, now the design of this engine is actually taken from one of the very early steam engines, okay? A Hero's engine.
हिरोज इंजिन जे आपण सुरुवातीचं जे इंजिन होतं ना त्याची ती प्रतिकृती दाखवता येत तुम्हाला ते कसं काम करायचं ते.
It works on the same principle, except this time, rather than boiling water, we've got boiling nitrogen.
त्याला दोन्ही बाजूने जेट आहे त्या बाटलीला पहा आणि त्या जेटमधनं होलमधनं ते बाहेर येत आहे वाफा बाहेर येत आहेत पहा.
Let's warm the nitrogen
पटकन
up
इकडे
in the
पहा इकडे
water.
पहा इकडे पहा इकडे पहा.
So we've just made a liquid nitrogen engine, but it works on the same idea as a steam engine. One more time.
आणखी एकदा पाहूया पण इकडे द्या इकडे लक्ष द्या आता.
Off it goes. So this kind of science was incredibly useful and still is for people. Steam power revolutionized a lot of things in the world. But sometimes I think we are so caught up in how useful science can be that we forget that science can not only be pretty useful, it can just be pretty. It can be beautiful. Let's put a bit more nitrogen in here. Oh, have a look at that. Have a look at that. Don't you think, isn't it beautiful? Oh, it's like a cloud waterfall. Huh? Isn't it pretty? So sometimes we're like, science is so much fun, it's so exciting, it's so useful, it will make me rich. And we forget that science has a beauty all of its own. Look at that. Clouds, rainbows. Not only is science a beautiful way to see the world, it's beautiful in the kind of phenomena it helps us understand, okay? Isn't that pretty? Do you like the cloud? It's pretty, isn't it? But I feel this cloud, it's not quite big enough to share with everyone. Should we make a bigger cloud? Okay, let's make a bigger cloud, okay? All right, now if we're going to make a bigger cloud, we need a way to cool some water vapor down. The reason we get clouds forming up in the sky, water evaporates into a gas from a puddle, goes up into the sky. It's really cold up there, so that gas turns back into a liquid, tiny little drops that can hang up there in the air. So if we're going to make a cloud down here, we need a way to cool things down. Put some nitrogen in there. As soon as that nitrogen hits it, it boils, and our cloud comes up to the top. That cold gas getting water, that's a gas in the air, to turn back into a liquid that we can see in the cloud. Now, it's boiling nicely now, but, you know, we're getting towards the big finale. So rather than boiling gently, I'd like it to erupt out of the bin and be really, really spectacular. So we're going to need a way to make it boil faster. We're going to use some heat. Just like you turn the heat up on your pot of rice, we're going to add some heat in the form of hot water. The great thing about using hot water is that it's also going to add some water for our cloud. Do you think we've got enough nitrogen in here? Should we put a bit more in? Is that enough? Is that enough? Is that enough? Is that enough? Oh, I got stuck in a loop. Wow, we've got way too much in there now. All right, so let's have a countdown from 5, 4, 3, 2,
इकडे पहा, सर्वांनी इकडे पहा.
Now tell me that that is not beautiful. Whoa, stay in your seats, stay in your seats. I know you need to, as soon if you stay in your seats, I'll bring it to you. But if you don't, I can't.
मुलांनी प्लीज जागेवरच बसा, ते तुमच्याकडे येत आहेत. तुम्ही जागेवरच बसा प्लीज, येऊ नका पुढे.
सगळ्यांनी बसायचंय आपल्या आपल्या जागेवर.
It is really, really cold out, Cloud. And I find not only is it beautiful, it is kind of useful as well. Because if Stuart's brain overheats during the puzzles, we can cool it down. My brain, it's always overheating. 100 doors, what? Oh. And it's very, very refreshing. Oh, lovely. So, science can be pretty useful, pretty exciting. It can be a pretty exciting career, and it can just be pretty. It can be so many things. But to finish the show, I think we need something a little bit more exciting. Now, for our last experiment, what we're going to do... Oh, sure. Did you want one with the kids? Yeah. Come. All right. Are you ready? Okay. Lovely. All right. Now,
Sorry for next.
For our last experiment, we're going to use the liquid nitrogen to do one final thing, one very exciting thing. And we brought some friends with us from Australia, Stuart and I. Do you know this animal? Now, I'm going to tell you a very sad story. Are you ready? We've been carrying these kangaroos around in our suitcases. And you know, these kangaroos, they have not been able to exercise. They're having a little bit of trouble. How does the kangaroo get around? In the tuk-tuk? No? How? Yeah, they hop, don't they? They jump. And these kangaroos have been so cramped in the suitcase, they have forgotten how to jump. So what we're going to do is use some of our liquid nitrogen to help them jump. No, this is close enough. Yeah. Okay. So what we're going to do is put some of the nitrogen into the bottle. Rather than putting a cork in, I'm going to put the lid back on. What do you think is going to happen to the bottle? Yeah, the bottle's going to pop, okay? Now, this bottle is very strong. It has to be strong enough to hold the bubbles in. At the factory, they push the bubbles in so that when you pour it, the bubbles come back out. So they're actually really strong. They don't pop until the pressure is about 5 times the pressure we put into a car tire. It's a lot of pressure. So when they pop, you really know about it. So let's get some nitrogen. So we've got our kangaroos here, our stunt kangaroos. Okay, we're going to put our liquid nitrogen into the bottle. Now, inside the metal that Ashok showed you, I put some cold water. That will be a source of heat to help the nitrogen boil even faster. When it turns into a gas, that gas is going to have nowhere to go. It'll be trapped inside the bottle, and the pressure will get higher and higher and higher until the pressure is so high, it pops the bottle. Okay. I don't need much liquid, okay? A little bit of liquid, you saw in the balloon, it makes a lot of gas. All right. So please stay in your seats, everybody. inside the bottle, that nitrogen gas is building up, okay? More and more pressure. Soon we're going to have enough pressure to pop the bottle. Now it's quite Okay, I think that is a lovely note to finish on. We've helped our kangaroos hop. We've solved some puzzles. And we have made some new friends here at IISER. So thank you very much for having us. I'd also like to thank the Australian government, in particular the Australian High Commission in Delhi and the Australian Consulate General in Mumbai for supporting the tour and touring us around, IISER for hosting us, the National Council of Science Museums for coordinating right through India, of course my university, the ANU. If you feel like studying overseas, you are very, very welcome there. And I think the only other person we need to thank is
you for taking the time out to come and share your time with us so that we can share our enjoyment of science with you. So keep interested in science, keep thinking, keep solving problems, and we'll see you soon. Thanks very much.
ग्रॅहम स्टुअर्ट मी फक्त शेवटी ना थँक्यू बोलण्यासाठी ते उभा आहे. ग्रॅहम जे आहेत ना खरं म्हणजे जगामध्ये फार वेगळ्या वेगळ्या देशामध्ये जाऊन त्यांनी असे शो केलेले आहेत आणि स्टुअर्ट अक्षरशः वेगळ्या वेगळ्या सायन्स सेंटरला जाऊन ते सायन्स सेंटर उभे करणं, टीचर ट्रेनिंग करणं, स्टुडंट वर्कशॉप घेणं याच्यामध्ये गेल्या कित्येक वर्ष ते काम करत आहेत. आणि त्यांना जे घेऊन आलेले आहे ते ऑस्ट्रेलियन हाय कमिशनचे राहुल, आय थिंक ते इथे जे निळ्या शर्टवाले जे होते ते राहुल होते. तर आपण ह्या तिघांचंही अगदी मनापासून सर्वांनी आभार मानूया. आणि हा जो इव्हेंट घडवून आणला तुमच्यासमोर जे उभे आहेत यांचं नाव आहे विशाल सराफ. आणि बरेचसे स्टुडंट तुम्ही सकाळ NIEच्या मार्फत शाळेमध्ये तुमच्याकडे छोटासा पेपर येतो पहा, न्यूजपेपर इन एज्युकेशन, आणि त्या न्यूजपेपरमध्ये छोटे छोटे प्रयोग असतात, मुलांना बऱ्याचशा ॲक्टिव्हिटी असतात. तर मला वाटतं असा पहिला प्रयोग आहे कदाचित देशामधला की मुलांच्यासाठी खास डेडिकेटेड पेपर न्यूजपेपर इन एज्युकेशन. तर आपण विशाल आणि सकाळ न्यूजपेपर NIEचा आभार मानूया. ज्यांनी जे तुमच्यापर्यंत न्यूज पोहोचवली तर ते विशाल सराफ आणि रुपेश ह्या दोघांनी तुमच्यापर्यंत ही न्यूज पोहोचवली. थँक्यू. आणि मला वाटतं अपूर्वा.
Thank you very much for being here, and we really hope that you will keep coming to IISER, and next time you come we will be happy to arrange such activities for you and also show you our campus, tell you more about our activities and so on. Thank you very much for coming here. We are honored to have Professor Ganesh, the director of our institute here, and he would like to speak a few words to you.
So I'm sure all of you had a wonderful time last, maybe a couple of hours or so. And you all learn that, science is fun, science is beautiful, science is logical, science happens in everyday life. If you keep watching everyday events, you can learn science. It's been beautifully demonstrated by Graham and Stuart. And thank you very much. And I just would like to have your email so that I can straight away give you appointment letters at IISER Pune. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.